what it's feeling. I see down and now I'm reaching the ceiling. I was down and out and they never listened, but now it's going down, they paying attention. I done got picky with hoes, cause there's too many sliding on me. I just want all the lit ones. I'm just praying for a million. I'm really gon' get it, cause I'm not your average civilian. Man, why not? Cause I got these hoes with me. She in love, got her singing like Jodeci. I don't trust them, I know they gon' follow me. If I say you my dog, you a bro to me. Keep my eyes open for snakes. By the turn up right now, I can't wait. About to eat there and take on my plate for the streets. I can take it away. I'ma pop out and Gucci a bag. Reach for the stars, I want them in the rows. I'm not including these hoes on my goals. I know they gon' fold, I know that they cold. They gon' hurt me back then, now my heart made it gold. We be torn all the time, she like it. Low on the foreign, goes getting excited. Know I'ma make it, they saying I'm psychic. Been my own boss, never needed a psychic. I've been the man with a plan for the bands. Heating up, I've been getting it tan.
Alright guys, so we received a package today. I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is right away, but we are gonna dive in and get it open so that way I can show you. So right now, before I even open up this box, what I want you to do is pause it, drop a comment down below what you think is in here and what vehicle you think it's for. Could it be for the Mark IV Supra? Could it be for WRX? Who knows, but stay tuned, you're about to find out. This is something that I've been trying to find ever since I bought the Mark IV. I'm a huge fan of making things make sense. Coordinating colors, brands, all these different things. And this is something that I knew was in production at one point and I thought would be a sick addition to the Mark IV Supra. And we got our hands on an authentic Veilside steering wheel. Now, this is a used steering wheel, of course. As I mentioned, this wheel's been discontinued for some time now. So you can't expect perfection, but from what I've seen compared to a lot of other ones online, this one is in almost immaculate condition. I don't think I could find one in any better condition unless I was buying it brand new and somebody just has it tucked away in their garage or something and they don't want to sell it. But so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what we have here. I have everything laid out on the table as you just saw me unbox it, but I'm going to give you guys some close-ups, show you some of the authenticity to it so that way you know it is a real one, and if you're trying to find one for yourself, what you should be looking for. So let's get into that. So this is a really nice kind of almost like a perforated leather, just like any other wheel. Now the cool thing is obviously it has the Veilside engraving on the front. It does have the made in Italy as well as the stamping of when this was produced. In this case, this one was produced in March of 1995, which is before I was born, which is sick. So in addition to that, we have the piece that helps complete this, which is the Veilside horn button. Of course, anybody that's running an aftermarket steering wheel knows that that would go there. And then we also have the cover for it. So essentially that would sit over top just like that, and then that would be the wheel. As I mentioned, I've been trying to source this for, I don't know, well over 2 months or so, something like that, since I bought the Mark IV. Super stoked on this. This is just one of the few things that we have in store, but overall this is going to be one thing that's really sick. I hope you enjoyed the last video. I know it was kind of scrambled. What I'm working to do is have these videos a little more organized moving forward. With that being said, the clips that you just saw before this was the unveiling of the Veilside steering wheel that I picked up for the Mark IV. As you see, it's sitting behind me. If you've also noticed, the quality of this is a lot better than the last video. That is because I did invest a little bit of money into a new camera setup to make these videos that much more appealing for you guys. So today's task is just going to be a simple install video, nothing too crazy. We're going to swap out the Sparco steering wheel that's on the vehicle now. I'm going to grab the tools that I need as well as the Veilside steering wheel. I'm going to swap angles, get you guys in the car, and we're going to get right to it. All right guys, so this should be a pretty easy process. I have a ratchet here with an 8mm as well as a like a Torx security type bit here. We have 6 screws total holding the wheel on, and then if this horn actually works, it is wired up, which a lot of people don't do. We want to keep that function because California traffic sucks, so we want to make sure that we're able to reuse this. We went ahead and unplugged the resistor for this. If you guys saw that, we just dropped it through, but we were able to recover it. The Mark IV has a convenient little ashtray. This is perfect for setting your bolts in. All right, guys, so we were able to get the Sparco wheel off. As you see, I have it sitting over here next to me in the passenger seat. Now is a matter of just installing the Veilside one. The Veilside is a 3-piece type wheel. So what I mean by that is, as you can see, it lines up perfectly to the Works bell hub. So the wheel itself will go on, followed by the horn, and then followed by this base piece that then sits over top of it and keeps everything mounted together. And of course, for the horn to work, this will go directly to the horn. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting this screwed on, and I'll follow up with you guys momentarily. As you can see, we got the Veilside steering wheel on. Now, we did run into an issue. The hardware that was previously on here with the Sparco steering wheel is actually too short for us to fully utilize this 3-piece setup. As you can see right here, it is bolted. They're just hand tight at this point, but you can see it looks very exposed to the hardware, which is normal. The horn button is sticking out a lot further than what it should. It should be a kind of flushed face, and it would typically be housed by this. Now, as I mentioned, this hardware is just too small, so when you put this through here and sit through the back in order to be able to thread into the part of the steering wheel or the hub adapter, so we cannot fully mount this. I'm gonna have to try to reach out to somebody and see if they have any hardware on hand, because I do not have any, and I don't feel like running to Home Depot or anything. I want to make sure that I get specific hardware for this. Now, I did get the horn button rewired to this. It works as it's supposed to. I think that's such a cool thing to have the horn working with an aftermarket steering wheel, because it's such a slept-on feature. Many people don't do it. Now, in comparison to the Sparco steering wheel, this uses a little adapter on top of the hub adapter assembly itself. This is a deep dish style wheel, so it does have a bit of depth to it, whereas the Veilside does not. It's a little more race style. The hardware had no issues in bolting to that adapter because they sit and they go through directly with that wheel. Now, just to give you guys kind of a side-by-side comparison, as you can see, the Sparco wheel does have this deeper dish. Obviously, this horn button doesn't go with that, but before, now the after. I do have the steering wheel lifted up at the moment, so it's actually sitting higher than it should. So if I lower that down, to set you guys there for a second. So if I lower this down, this feels really nice. It's leather, it's comfortable, it's in really good condition. And once I have that hardware, it will have this button on here also, and it'll look a lot more complete. Now, it makes no sense for me to switch back to the Sparco wheel since this is already on here. So I'm gonna run this wheel as is for a few days until I get that hardware, and then we'll get everything swapped out, and then I'll show you guys that finished product once we get everything on. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap up this video and the install of the Veilside steering wheel on the Mark IV that's behind me. If you guys enjoy this type of content, make sure that you subscribe down below. Typically, whenever I purchase parts and stuff like that, there'll always be a link down below. Everything is always purchased at throttle.com. Make sure you show them some love. Their information will be in the description as well, including my social media links. Feel free to follow me and see what I'm doing outside of making these videos. Be sure to click that notification bell so that way you get notified every time that I do upload a video. And with that being said, that's gonna be it. I'll catch you on the next one.